keeper Cameron Ling. So things will get cleared from the congestion in the middle. He kicks to half forward. Mark missed there by Hardingham, one he probably should have taken. Handball comes to Enright, chips inside 50. No mark there to Brown. Picked up though very cleverly by Christensen. Kicks towards goal. Perfect start for the Cats. Well, that's the man you talked about before the game, Matthew Lloyd. Alan Christensen, the nephew of former Cats.
Hasn't converted. You'd imagine his time might come.
Yeah, bad miss. Let off for Essendon. Monfries taken over the line by Christensen and holding the ball is the call. Kicks deep. Oh, now's it a goal. It might be home. Christensen's got two.
Well, Dustin Fletcher, you can see, claimed that he had a fingernail on the footing. We'll just have a look at this free kick, which I thought was pretty red hot. Monfries out of play. Now, if you're out of play, surely then that means the footy is dead. And I can't believe the umpire on reflection has played that. Fletcher puts his hand up straight away. Let's have a look, and yeah, not clear, but it looks more like the Geelong player. Menzel might have got a finger on it. Either way, a lucky bounce and it's gone through, but the holding the ball decision on Monfries, absolutely red hot.
I agree, Das. Red hot on Monfries. He just thought not what Essendon needs. Stanton lofting it in right under it. And here go the Cats again. They are irresistible. Stokes started on the bench, into the fray early. Menzel not needing to lose too much momentum as he marks. Motlop was going to have the run at it, decided to wait down. Hardingham's turned it over. Vardy makes him pay. Inside 50s. When Essendon have it, they're slowed up. All Geelong numbers back, but on the rebound, the turnover, Geelong are really hurting Essendon.
Oh, again, beautifully done by Ryder. Got it off to Melksham, who kicks to the 50, marked by Zaharakis, and running hard is Heppel, and he'll have a shot at goal, and boy, did the Bombers need that one. Great stuff. His kick finds Ryder. Doesn't want to go long. Not 15. Melksham drills it into the pocket. Here's Monfries. Looks at what's on offer, not much, so he kicks for goal! And Angus Monfries has kicked a ripper! He looked and he looked and he looked.
No man's land with the type of footy that they're kicking in long time and time again. That is a brilliant crumb from Angus Monfries, and you're right, Cordy. He wanted to do the right thing. It wasn't on. He picked the next option, which was having a shot at goal, and he's one of the better finishers at Essendon. And Das, the pressure is far better this week, even though Geelong kicked the first 3 goals. Growing belief after a start that might just about have broken. 3 early goals to Geelong. Good ball pairs. Stanton getting a bit of it in that area. Prismal spearing it in. Cremery hands on it. Zaharakis was there. Welsh, the makeshift full forward, kicks to Don's third.
Massive win for the Bombers, that is, to hold the footy inside 50. They got a double inside 50. We're able to go back as we look at Stevie Johnson just clean up his teammate there, Motlop. But you're right, it's just a different amount of intensity brought to the table tonight for the Bombers than they were able to provide last week. Full credit to them, been able to bounce back.
And it's Vardy to take it. Cats suddenly know they're in a scrap. Johnson, who should have certainly kicked 1 goal, off the outside of the boot for Menzel. Stanton right with him, did it well. Finished the job with a dumping tackle. Pairs, Bombers building again. 1-on-1, Cremery surrounded now. His teammate Hill got in his way. Davey though, to Heppel, man loose. Monfries can go back and line them up.
Heppel has got great vision and a really good kick to Monfries.
Good hands to have the ball in. 10-3 from set shots for the year. And he doesn't miss, and Essendon lead.
The fend off it is. It's not holding the ball.
It is holding the footy. He said you went to fend off, and that was your prior opportunity, but aren't mucking around tonight.
Fleeting moment of prior opportunity. Jetta to Hurley as the Bombers build again.
Nice kick towards Crameri, and he got hacked. So he's got the free kick.
He hit the scoreboard over the last 5 weeks and didn't play last weekend either.
12-8 from set shots this year, converting overall at 57%. Gives it a good go. It's close. It's close. It's home.
Then to stand up and clear it. Defensive 50. Great stuff.
One of the hot fancies for the rising star at the end of the year, Heppel. Bad miss there for the Bombers. They might get it back, though. It's the throw. It is going Essendon's way. And the recipient is Reimers, who gets it moving quickly. Clever kick. And it's come off. It's marked by Welsh.
In trouble, but every Geelong player is worried about their Essendon forward at the moment.
Andrew Welsh for his second. This to give the Bombers an 18-point lead.
Keep that match-up going.
Well done by Fletcher. And he has it with Hibberd. Long, Hill arriving late, and in front Mackie. Good, strong effort. Stalwart for Geelong down the back, into the 50 he goes. Johnson climbing in. Otten's there too. Kelly, just time enough to get the leverage on the kick and break the drought for the Cats.
Finally get one against the flow of the play. Do the Cats via James Kelly, and it was not a regulation goal by any stretch of the imagination. They had to work hard for it. A really good front and centre crumb from James Kelly. And you can see the disappointment on Mark McVeigh's face. But one long overdue for Geelong.
Down in unfamiliar territory. His kick, though, not getting an immediate result. Fletcher with support. Hardingham covering a lot of territory. Melksham has Hill in short. Uses him. Inside is Prismal. Receives. Kicking quickly. Kicking pretty well. And Crameri is out on a similar patch of turf. But he's called to play on here. He does it well. Zaharakis.
Zaharakis needs to take his chance while they're on top.
Bombers haven't kicked one for a while. Zaharakis puts things right. Essendon by 17.
There. It was within range too. Now Hunt for Geelong. Chips back into the middle. Mark taken by Chapman.
Oh, what a costly moment that was. He would have been lining up again. Hibberd arrives, makes a contest when one didn't appear likely. Heppel surrounded, cool of head. Hibberd slipping the tackle, did it well, and Ryder. It's all coming back for Patrick Ryder tonight. Long ball, Reimers. Reading it beautifully as Jetta, and the open goal is staring him in the face.
Because his first kick was on Stuart Crameri. I'd get back on him and limit his effect on the game.
Prismal, quick kick, but loose in midfield. Enright, good kick. Again, he's dangerous with his feet. Bartel to Ling, and from a long way, the captain pulls one back.
Just a rush kick there from Brent Prismal, and that's what Corey Enright has done for years. That's a great spot up to James Bartel. And Linging's a really good finisher for goal. Paul Chapman 10. The upside is big for them, but not if Essendon can keep applying that pressure.
So it is a 15-point lead Essendon's way as the second half starts. And away go the Bombers. Melksham drawing the tackler, giving it off. Collier's on for Welsh and lands it with Davey. Right in front, 25 out.
There's enough movement to cause some unrest.
Well, he was centering. He put it in the right spot, Collier, and Davey puts it in the right spot, right through the middle. That is a big goal, and it's straight back out to 21 points.
That will be one of the secrets to playing against Geelong, is just not allowing them any opportunity to zone off to get players on their own.
Here's Ryder out of the air and right through the middle.
It's a long walk to the bench or back to the centre bounce when a ruckman does that on you, and it is exactly what Paddy Ryder hasn't done in the last few weeks. I reckon he's been sensational tonight, responding to a lot of criticism.
Mark McVeigh down the line. And arc to Menzel. Mackie. Good pressure again from the Essendon forward. Zaharakis handballs into space. Ling's there. Tried to find Hunt. He got caught a bit high. Umpire let it go. Good tackle from Cramery. And Reema's chipped in as well. Scarlett in there working hard.
50
metres. So another goal coming up for the Bombers. This will make it 33 points. And Collier has limped off for Essendon. This is a bad sign. He was their sub, and he's also off.
The Geelong Josh Hunt there in set. The free kick's given away for too high.
Was no doubt Scarlett had a headlock.
Yeah, he did. And Josh Hunt gets up and abuses the umpire. And he says he didn't swear at him, but
who has broken the record for the most wins at the start of a league coaching career. Formerly held by Johnny Leonard at South Melbourne in the early 1930s. Looks as though it might come to grief tonight. But here go the Cats again. Duncan from on the 50 and kicking a goal. It's a long climb, but it starts with the first step.
The Bombers to this pressure. You're right, there's a momentum shift, Lordy, but so far the Cats haven't scored.
But I feel like they're just slowing up us. They're just chipping it round, and Geelong are getting it the way they like it, setting players up back behind the footy. And look at this, they're open now, the Cats.
Hunt to Chapman. Beautiful handball to Wajinski, who loads up from 48. It's another one. Botton's fed it out to Ling, forced to kick hurriedly on the left. Backing back bravely with the flight of the ball was Heppel. Tapped forward by Podsiadly. Here's Ryder swooping. Hard one to pick up, head over the pill. Stokes did well. Off to Motlop. Not a lot on offer. Twist turns and tries to square it up and successfully does so in the end to Stokes. Stokes wants to keep the ball moving. Back to Motlop. A long-range kick is a goal. Another one for the Cats. That was brilliant play from Stephen Motlop.
Yeah, you can see some class there in that young man, the brother of Daniel from Port Adelaide, who has got a really full bag of tricks. He's had some serious shoulder problems as a young footballer, and great to see him just stepping up in a really important game. They're going to need some of these young faces to get the job done.
Look at this match-up now, Das, how the game has changed. Geelong getting it back on their terms. Matty Scarlett picking up Kyle Reemers.
Stokes won the hard ball to Chapman. Bang!
I would dare suggest that a side of this quality didn't have a massive surge in them. Some of their gun players, isn't it, getting involved. They're pretty quiet tonight, Paul Chapman. Every time they go play, and they, for the last half a dozen seasons, they very rarely lose, but their run outside the edges of the pack is a bit strong at the moment for the Bombers.
Heppel and Ryder combining to get them forward. Zaharakis, Monfries and Hill looked at each other. Monfries went just in time.
We spoke about Mitch Brown before. Just like that, Monfries needs to kick this one.
To calm things down. Right to ship. And that's what he does. He has three.
The hunger and the ability to win that contested possession. We've just spoken about the Cats getting back on top.
Here's Stokes. Bit of indecision from the Bombers' defence. Hardingham goes at the end. Off to McVeigh. Clever tap over the top to Hibbert. Now Collier. Davy's got the leg speed. Davy can go. He's got a loose man inside 50. It's Big Hill. He takes the mark. He'll go back. No one. He'll handball on. He'll give it back to Hill. They've stuffed it up the Bombers. He'll give it back to Remus. And all's well that ends well.
That was very close to being a car crash. He just couldn't understand. I still don't understand why you handball that. You go back and kick it. You'd have to hit Lloydie with a sledgehammer and try and get that out of his hands. And everyone wants to give it away. I don't understand it. Just so lucky.
Off to Mackie.
So lucky.
A long ball. Looking for, but unable to find Christensen. Here's Ryder. Zaharakis. Monfries has to release it quickly. Zaharakis desperate. Beautiful handball to Hocking. Now to Crammery. Kicks into the open spaces. Running onto it is Collier. Can't take the mark. Bounces in his favour. Goal! The big first goal goes to the Bombers.
He doesn't poke it quite far enough. Enright in the way. Cats will keep coming. Duncan. Now down the back. Has a good call from Mackie, who's slipped beyond the centre. And he sees a man running loose inside the 50. It's Stokes, who can go back.
This resulted in a shot to Matty Stokes to maybe keep them in touch in this game of football.
Good man to have the ball. He's 11-2 from set shots for the year, although he doesn't want it. He was always looking. And Chapman from right in front. The important shot. This is one of those. 22 points down. And yet again, Chappie doesn't let them down.
Just look at the rover and just nod and wink.
Those cold blue eyes.
Worked a treat there for Stokes. He's set up Chapman. So the margin's back to 16 points. Here's Bartel. Been uncharacteristically quiet tonight. Kicks half forward and Chapman again, leading from the front. Long ball. Ottens is there. Takes the slider.
Just a massive strength and power of a big man, Lloydie, isn't it? I mean, he called it, and the understanding as well from Chappie. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at the physical strength there. I mean, poor old Tate Pears.
He just couldn't. Man too.
Yeah, couldn't compete with the size, and really well played from Geelong. And had a quiet night, Lloydie, but this is why he's such a respected player. He can always go down and do that.
Ottens to make it 10 points to difference.
Here's Enright, always had a throw. It's given the green light. Wojcinski, massive kick. Pudsey Adley went the spoil. Covered for the Dons by Pears. And Hurley swings it clear. Melksham under it, holds on.
Melksham, little short ones, overcooked it. Terrible mistake. Bartel to Johnson. Johnson under pressure. Great tackle by the Bombers. It spills free again. Handball comes towards Prismal. Off to Pears. Pears kicks into the middle and a good mark. Taken by Crammery, who gets it moving quickly. Hill might get there. He does. This time he won't dish off.
15 metres, he went out and he double-led back. Got himself into a great position.
David Hill makes no mistake. Bombers by 16. Hocking off to McVeigh. Into the pocket, looking for Stanton. Can't take the mark. Collier coughed it straight up to Gillies. Handball astray. Here's Jetta. Crammery. Collier will go all the way himself. Two telling goals in the last quarter to Travis Collier, the sub tonight, and that might be enough.
Yeah, it's a big might, Quarters, because It's 20 points. It's an interesting lead. The Bombers would be thinking, how can we hang on? But there's still 7 minutes of footy to go, so they still have to keep running and attacking for at least the next 3 or 4 minutes.
Had some impact. He hasn't kicked a goal tonight. He has kicked goals in every one of 11 games he's played against Essendon. Here's Otten's long ball, Podsiadly, Hurley the spoil, Chapman, quick hands, Stokes around the corner. One is pulled back.
It's been a fantastic game to watch this, hasn't it? You love the way the Cats just never give up. Tackle count from their point of view tonight at 88, which is right up there. So their effort is just always going to be. They're going to keep coming.
Down the line. Scarlett, oh, they all missed it in the end. Everyone misjudged it. Now Monfries, he's got a loose on in the 50. He finds him perfectly. It's Crammery, and this just about to seal the issue.
Now that's just about it. 43,806 here tonight, and a massive proportion of those to me red and black fans. And have a look at the celebrations. How often have you seen this happen before? Matty Scarlett run underneath the footy, two Cats players collide, Lloyd. It just doesn't happen ever. And full credit to the Bombers. What a massive, massive upset this is going to be. I reckon they'll run away and have the biggest upset win of the year from here.
And his opponent kicked the goal, but that was the pressure. As we...
Geelong free kick in front of goal. So that goal is about to be pulled back. Umpire Margetts against Hibberd, and the normally unflappable former Geelong coach aroused to a certain amount of agitation there. Steve Johnson, to maintain his perfect goal-kicking record against Essendon, clinically slots it, and the Cats are still alive, needing 3 goals in a bit over 5 minutes.
And let's see whether it was there, Tim. We got a shot of it as Stevie Johnson having a crack at Hibbard. It's the bottom of your screen. Stevie Johnson gives one to Hibbard first, a couple. Let's see the response. Stevie Johnson's made the most of that one. At the top of the screen, wasn't a lot in that. Obviously, Hibbard has to be smart about it.
So we're back to 16 points. I might have gone a little early.
This is a big clearance, if ever there was one. Oh, and Geelong had it for the taking. Stokes fumbled. They still win it. Duncan, perfect hand pass, gives Stokes a second chance. Heppel, Chapman with him. Chapman to Podsiadly. Little knock on. Johnson punches an unbelievable goal. He's kicked 2 in a minute. The Cats are coming.
He is a genius, that man on screen there. Have a look at him. This is the quietest night that I've seen him have in about 3 seasons. Michael Hibberd has played a fantastic job on him, Lloyd, as we spoke about all night. He sucks him into a cheap goal. How about even attempting this? Look at that. Lands on his back. No one else would even have any understanding that you could actually possibly pull that off. He rolls it through. We're back to 10 points. Unbelievable.
And Tim, you spoke of the last clearance, which the Cats got hold of. It is even bigger now. Chris Scott, he knows there's still enough time to win this.
Howlett, good handball to Stanton. Stanton to Collier. Collier draws the player to Jetta, to Davey, back to Collier, who's kicked 2 big goals in this last quarter. He runs to 45, decides to handball off. Stanton can be the hero. He decides the unselfish play, and he's missed the target. And now the Cats on the rebound.
Brent Stanton had the chance to ram it down the throats of all those who had booed him. Here go the Cats. Bartel perfectly to Duncan, who will line them up from 40. The margin is 10. Mitch Duncan telling himself, don't waver. And he doesn't. The margin is back to 4. This is an unbelievable night.
Well, the Essendon runners out there, Tim. He'd be telling them all how long there is to go. And
First year player with the
Yep.
ball, what pressure. He's got to make sure that Essendon maintain possession. He goes for Hill, not able to mark it. Wojcinski, but Bombers with good numbers. Jetta with speed, with a bit of creativity. Collier knocking on. Cramery, was it clever or not? We'll find out in a moment. He's got it again. He goes for Davey. Duncan in his path. Davey gets out. Collier again. Monfries. Melksham. Bombers. The Bombers have got to be home now. They have refused to let this one go.
Absolutely well summed up, Tim. It was just persistence. It was just great run and great effort and really admirable stuff from a young side who had a horrible week last week. Everyone in the footy world questioning their fitness. Did they go too hard in the pre-season? They ran out of gas and it got all too hard for them. Well, that's just desire. That's just want. I'm going to run hard. Melksham gut run all the way from the middle. He burned a couple of midfielders off. Got himself in the goal square, and have a look at the Essendon faithful at the moment. They could not be any happier, Lordy.
And David Hill's gone to sit back behind the ball in the defence for the Bombers, but Jake Melksham, you deserve that. Career high, 29 disposals, 7 tackles, 8 clearances. The game of your life.
Ottens against Ryder. Ryder beautifully out the back door to Howlett. Howlett kicks a floater to the 50. In front is Cramery. Davey pinched it from 3 cats. Then he's dispossessed, picked up by Scarlett. Now off to Wojcinski. Wojcinski just drills it as long as he possibly can to the 50. Oh, that's a great mark by Pears. A match-winning mark. And he wastes no time as he spots up Monfries at half-back on the Dockland side of the ground. 32 and a half gone. The Bombers lead by 10. It's going to be a famous victory. To the wing. Hunt sets himself. Cramery gives it off to McVeigh. McVeigh just chips into the hole. Here's Melksham again. What a night he's had. But the Cats get possession. Enright to Scarlett. Scarlett handballs off to Wojcinski. Back to Enright.
Inside to Chapman. Cats are still coming. Poking it forward. Ottens. Time very much their enemy now. Ottens to a long lead from Podsiadly. Through his fingers. Perhaps Geelong's last chance went with it. Stanton, well tackled and dumped unmercifully by Mackey. Away go the Cats. Duncan into the 50 and Johnson. He's got to have a shot, surely. 33 and a quarter minutes gone. And he knows there are seconds left. Got to kick a goal. Kicked 2 in the last quarter already. It's a mighty roost. He's done it. He's kicked a third. It's back to 4 points. There can't be another twist left in this, surely.
We need a clearance for Geelong. They need to get it inside 50. Somehow pull off a mark. Is there time?
Ryder got the tap. Ling has a fresh air. Socket by Chapman. Marked by Monfries. It's over. The Bombers have dared to dream tonight. And the dream has turned into a wonderful reality. A win that will be remembered for many years at Windy Hill. A win that could redefine this football club. And the Cats' incredible winning streak in 2011 comes to an end.